Knowledge has to be improved, challenged and increased constantly. Peter Drucker says the most non-management grew, otherwise it vanishes. Challenge yourself. Hello everyone, my name is Chandraprakash Joshi, former AGM RBI, and in this video we are doing 20 more questions, starting with the questions which I asked in the last video. This is part 12 of the video. A mobile application for aiding visually impaired persons to identify the denomination of an Indian bank note is, the name of the application is Money, M-O-N-I, so it is pronounced as Money, Mobile Aided Note Identifier. This was launched in 2020, 1st January, and it works in 11 regional languages. In addition to Hindi and English, central government has nominated Mr. Anand Mahindra, Sri Venu Srinivasan, Sri Pankaj Ramanbhai Patel and D. Ravindra H. Dholakia as a part-time non-official director on the Central Board of RBI. Which of the following statement is correct regarding this? The directors are appointed, nominated as per the Section 8 of the RBI Act. The government can nominate 5 directors from various fields as non-official directors on the Central Board of the RBI. These are appointed for a period of 4 years. In 2021-22, Mr. Sanjay Malhotra was nominated on the board of the government while N. Chandrasekharan term ended. Correct one is, except the second, all other statements are correct here. Central Board of RBI has 10 directors nominated by the government. So 10 from various fields which government nominate and 2 government officials. And others, 4 directors are there, 1 each from the local board, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai. These are the 4 local boards, and official directors are governor and 4 deputy governors. These 5 people are in the board of the RBI. These are appointed for 4 years. In 21, Governor Shaktikanta Das had been given another 3 years by the government, and Sri Mahesh Kumar had been given another 2 years in 21 for deputy governor position. Sri Sanjay Malhotra, he is the official director, means he is working as a secretary in the Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance. The term of Central Board Director N. Chandrasekharan ended. And such information we keep sharing you in the BPedia. Please download monthly BPedia, weekly BPedia and daily BPedia. You have to challenge your knowledge. We are doing regular live sessions for phase 2, in which you are meeting the faculty members who have cleared this Grade B exam and also who have helped thousands of people to become government officers. You can join us. Which of the following statement is correct regarding amendment of the DICGC Act 61? These type of lengthy questions you may face in phase 2. DICGC was amended as per the notification on 13 August 21 and the amendments came into force on 1st January 22. A key amendment to the Act that interim insurance payment to the depositors to be completed within 90 days from the date of imposition of all the inclusive directions by RBI. DICGC with the approval of the board may defer or vary the repayment period for the insured bank to discharge its liability to the DICGC and charge a penal interest of 2% over the repo in case of the delay. Yeah, these 2 are correct. Second and third. The amendment came into force from 1st September 21. 90 days is also correct. DICGC may raise the limit of 15 paisa per 100 rupees of deposit on insurance premium with the prior approval of the RBI. Penal interest of 2% over the repo in case of the delay is there. Under whose chairmanship did the expert committee to revise and strengthen the monetary policy framework recommended standing deposit facility? This is a new thing you must be observing for quite some time. You may not find standing deposit facility in old book still. This was suggested by Dr. Urjit Patel. Expert committee to revise and strengthen the monetary policy framework, Chairman Urjit Patel in 2014. And Section 17 of the RBI Act was amended to empower the RBI to introduce this instrument, which has now launched in 2022. It takes time when you have to amend the Act. Exim Bank plays an active role in boosting exports by what? Entering into contract with foreign entities to import from India. Providing long-term finance for export of capital good must be correct because it's a bank. Providing short-term finance for import of the capital good. This must also be correct because both type of finance Exim Bank must be providing. Financing R&D activities of export-oriented unit. Looking good to me. But why bank will enter into contract of export and import? Because it's not a trading entity, so A is not correct. Exim Bank established in 1982 for financing, facilitating and promoting foreign trade in India. It extends line of credit LOC to overseas financial institutions, regional development banks, sovereign government and other entities overseas to enable buyers in those countries to import developmental and infrastructure project equipments, goods and services from India on deferred credit terms. Purchasing power parity refers to that PPP. We measure GDP in PPP. Interest rate across countries will eventually be the same when it becomes equal. Understand what question is asking here. It's a relationship between spot and the forward rate. Interest rate across countries will eventually be the same. Goods should sell at the same price across countries after exchange rates considered. Purchasing power parity. So purchasing is about the goods should sell at the same price across countries after inflation is considered. This has nothing to do with the inflation. Purchasing power parity has to do with the exchange rate. That's why your option C is the correct one. If you consider the exchange rate, then goods sell at the same price, that is purchasing power parity. Which of the following statements are correct regarding Index of Industrial Production IIP? It is released by CSO every month. The major source of the data for IIP is the Department of the Industrial Policy and Promotion. All India IIP is being released as a monthly series since 1950. All of them are correct. Done by CSO every month in the form of quick estimate. Major source of the data is Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion that supplies data for 322 out of the 407 items in this group with a weight of 47.54% in overall IIP. World Happiness Report 2022 was released by which organization? World Happiness Report is released by UN Sustainable Development Solution Network, and Finland once again crowned as the world's happiest country. India stands at 136 out of the 146 countries, actually quite low on the happiness. Earlier last year in 21, India was ranked 139. Which of the following can be associated with Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change IPCC? IPCC provides a scientific basis for government at all levels to develop climate related policies. The Kyoto Protocol was adopted in Kyoto, Japan in 1999, entered into force in 2005. It was set up in 1998 by United Nations. It is IPCC by UNEP. Only first is correct. IPCC states that rising temperature will lead to catastrophic weather extremes and also resulting to rising sea level in the coming years. IPCC was set up in 1988 by the World Meteorological Organization and UNEP. The Kyoto Protocol was adopted in Kyoto. That is correct, but the year is 1997. And it came into force in 2005. What is the target fiscal deficit as a percentage of GDP for 23 financial year 23 as given in the Union Budget? Budget economic survey are important document. You must know the important number. Target here is 6.4% for fiscal deficit. Expected to fall fiscal deficit to 6.4% FY23, and by 25-26 expected to improve to further 4.5%. Which of the following is an example of application of teleological ethics? Ethics question. Men following traffic signal rules despite being late to the work. Teleological. A police officer doing an encounter of the heinous criminals because the criminal justice system is too slow. A military man showing bravery in the face of the death. A man is speaking honestly to the terrorist. The second one is the correct answer here. Utilitarianism or theological school of ethics is a consequence based view of the ethics. A is an example of the deontological ethics, and C and D are example of the virtual ethics. Is this looking strange to you? Ethics also you have to study. Ultimately you solve question in ethics or in finance. Everywhere you have to score. Teleological is consequence based. So here the consequences police officer feels that the encounter is required because the criminal justice system is weak. The criminal will come out clear if it is being arrested. So better police feels it's their duty to punish the criminal. Consequence is important rather the procedure. Which of the following is not an asset held by the commercial bank? Asset always. Remember, loans are asset for a bank. Bill of exchange asset. Current account deposit. Deposit, how it can be an asset? It will always be a liability for a bank. Money lent at a short notice. Debit balance in OD account. All of them are asset for the bank. Now you know the answer. The content prepared at ixamBee is completely in-house, prepared by our expert, and that's why it makes your preparation 50% faster. Today we are living in an era where we are living with flooding of the content. You will start reading something on internet and then you will go into something else. Your time will be lost. After some time you will be fatigued. For success in the exam, it is very, very important that you study what is relevant so that you can revise it. You can score in the exam. Experience ixamBee learning experience. This is the liability. Deposits are liability for the bank. Countries use bilateral regional trade agreement called RTAs, Reciprocal Trade Agreement, to increase the market access and expand trade in foreign market. RTA includes the following arrangement between participating nations: preferential arrangement, free trade agreement, customs unions, common market. You have to answer the correct one, and all A, B, C, D are correct. RTA include all. Which of the following is not? Not is in capital. A treasury bill issued by the government of India. 30 days, 91 day, 182 day and 364 day. Many a time I have asked this question. 30-day treasury bill is not there. Treasury bill are short-term instrument traded in the money market. At present, Government of India issues 3 types of T-bills: 91, 182 and 364 days. There are no treasury bills issued by the state government. Please also remember that. From the following, a type of leadership style in which leaders are hands-off and allow group members to make the decision. So leaders are little away. Laissez-faire, yeah, we can call it a laissez-faire approach. Let me see what are the other one. Carpe diem. Carpe diem, you know what is the meaning of it? Seize the opportunity. Modus operandi. So don't just get the French word and start guessing. Modus operandi means the mode, the process of doing something. Bureaucratic leadership, participative leadership. It cannot be bureaucratic. Participative means you are participating with the team. So the answer is now correct. Laissez-faire leadership is a French term, means leave me alone. Laissez-faire leadership is the direct opposite of the autocratic leadership. Single leader making all decisions. In case of the autocratic, laissez-faire leaders make few decisions and allow their staff to choose appropriate workplace solution. Which of the following is the benefit of career development for employee in an organization? It increases the morale of the employee. It improves commitment and productivity. It increases salary and bonus. I don't know how it is going to increase salary and bonus. That may happen in long run. But when we talk about the correct answer here, it has to be A and B. The long-term benefit we cannot say so directly. It is going to increase the morale of the employee and improve the commitment. ixamBee ऑफलाइन क्लासेस नाउ वी आर डूइंग इन पुणे. अगर आप पुणे से हैं तो आप रजिस्टर करा लीजिए. दिस काइंड ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू गेट एनीवेयर. Career development is the series of activities on going basis that happens, that involves training, moving to higher job responsibilities, making career changes in the same organization or going to a different organization. Career development provides framework with skills, goals, awareness, assessment and performance which help an individual to move in the right direction and achieve the goal one has in the career. Which of the following indicates the degree of inequality of distribution? Inequality of distribution: Phillips curve, Lorentz curve, Bell curve, Laffer curve, Maslow curve. In economic theory must have studied about the Lorentz curve. A graphical representation of the distribution of income or the wealth. It represents inequality of the wealth distribution. Total 17 SDGs and 169 targets have been agreed to by all the world's nations as a part of 23 agenda. So you already have this information now. How many SDGs are there? This can be an exam question. And how many targets? 169. The goal 1 is about poverty. What is the aim of this goal? From the following: cut poverty by half by 2030, reduce poverty by 75% by 2030, end poverty in all forms everywhere. This seems to be a very, very bold statement. Help each nation make progress on reducing poverty, reduce poverty 50% by 2030. So you have to actually know this. End poverty in all forms from everywhere. This is the bold statement about the first goal, no poverty. You have to remember all these 17 goals. United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in 2012 agreed for this. The objective was to produce a set of universal goals that meet the urgent environmental, political and economic challenge facing the world. Sustainable development goals are to end the poverty in all forms everywhere, end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, promote sustainable agriculture, ensure healthy life and promote well-being of all age groups. Local currency account maintained by the domestic bank for a foreign bank is known as foreign correspondent bank. So a bank, an account which belongs to a foreign bank, say in India, New Delhi branch, a domestic bank, say SBI has opened a bank of account of say Citibank in New Delhi. So that is called as Vostro account, and Nostro is SBI's account with Citibank in New York. Vostro is a local currency account. It will be in INR. Local currency is INR maintained by a foreign bank. It also called your account with us. For example, INR account maintained by Citibank with SBI in Delhi. I said the same example. In the latest statement of June 2022, the RBI governor stated the war has led to the globalization of inflation. Such increasing interconnectedness of global market is known as economic globalization, cultural globalization, technological globalization, political globalization, ecological globalization. So I think here the answer is very easy. Once you read all the statement, obvious choice is economic globalization, because inflation coming from other countries, and inflation is an economic phenomena. It is not cultural, technological, political or ecological phenomena. Financial globalization, interconnected world. Financial markets are connected, stock markets are connected. Economic globalization, mobility of the people, capital, technology, goods. Technological globalization is connecting between nations through the technology, like we are seeing mobile TV everywhere. Political globalization, countries are attending to adopt similar political policies and style of government in order to facilitate other forms of the globalization, like moving to a secular government, free trade agreement, democratic government. Cultural globalization, merging or watering down the world's culture related to food, entertainment, language, and this is heavily criticized as destructive of the local culture. You can see today our young generation is listening much more English songs than used to listen earlier. The Simpsons is shown in over 200 countries in the world. Ecological globalization is related to managing the earth, seeing the earth as a single ecosystem. So when we talk about the earth, there is no boundary between Pakistan and India. So it is same geography, rivers flowing from one country to the other country, rather than a collection of the separate ecological system, because so many problems are global in nature related to the environment. So international treaties to deal with environmental issues like biodiversity, climate change and ozone layer, wildlife reserve that span several countries. Sociological globalization is the idea of a single world society has evolved, replacing distinct national societies that previously existed. One set of moral beliefs, religious reaction on the West to Islamic fundamentalist countries, and vice versa. The growing international ideas that capital punishment is immoral and that women should have all the same right as a man. So it started mostly in West, but you see more and more countries are adopting women rights equal to men. So these are the common ideas which are flowing in the society. This is social globalization. You answer this question. April 22, RBI consolidated the prudential guideline for commercial bank under Basel III requirement. As per the RBI guideline, what is the minimum leverage ratio for a bank other than the DSIB, domestic systemically important bank? I told you there are 3 banks. In the previous videos I told you that. Now answer, comment. The more you participate, the better you become. You have to write your answer in the comment. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. So participate, write in the comment. Don't just listen and stand there. If you have any doubt, any question, feel free to reach to us at 920-552-4028. If you are appearing in this year's Phase 2 exam of RBI, your exam is very near. Don't let any stone unturned. Put your best effort. All the best for your preparation. See you in the next video.